Hey everyone, welcome to this video. Hasib here, hope you all are doing well. And today I have with me someone special, someone's really special to me. I have with me Khalid Farhan. He's actually the owner and CEO of multiple agencies. And by agencies, I mean digital agencies. He's the owner and CEO of Gorilla Digital, correct me if I'm wrong, Bhaiya. Gorilla Digital, Hustle Friday Digital, and also Passive Journal University. And the purpose of doing today's video is I have a few questions for agency owners who have been so much successful. And I know Khalid Bhaiya, for a fact, he has been successful because I've watched a lot of his videos. He's been a really great inspiration for me in the agency game. So it's really great for me to have him in my channel and yeah, ask these questions because I think like I've asked a lot of people who have been trying to get started with their agencies and they have the same question. So I've picked up a few that we could discuss in today's call. So thank you, Bhaiya, for joining us today here.
Dude, no problem. It's a pleasure. I'm not the CEO of Gorilla and Passive Journal. I and also actually Hustle. I don't advertise myself as a CEO of anything. On Gorilla, I'm more of an inactive owner. So I have part ownership, but I don't really run the day-to-day operations there. I run the
Okay.
day-to-day on Hustle. So on Hustle Friday, I am more of a CEO, but officially it's an operation manager's role. And then on Passive Journal, I do. So Passive Journal is not an agency for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
It's a edtech, so it's a course thing.
Yeah.
And on that, I don't really have an active role on that, but yeah, we have a 9-person team, and I'm more of a COO on Passive Journal,
COO. Okay. Operational.
compared to an
Yeah.
operations manager on Hustle. So yeah, I don't like the term CEO. I remember
Yeah.
when I was starting my entrepreneurial journey back in the
Yeah.
days, everyone wanted to be a CEO.
Yeah.
Everyone had a CEO at X in their Facebook bio,
Yeah.
Insta
I did
bio,
the
and then
same.
LinkedIn.
So I
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Those days are long gone. Nobody wants
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
CEO anymore,
That's
and
true.
everyone's more into operation. And as I
Yeah.
grow, as I know more about business and managing and everything that I know now, I think CEOs are often overrated, and I'd rather be in operations.
Yeah, so just like you said, like I've been a student of Passive Journal University and I've learned a
Yeah,
lot of stuff like SEO, Facebook ads, Google ads also initially. I remember there was a course, so I watched
yeah,
that. So just like you said, CEO is not the real thing nowadays for agency game, but COO is. And I can relate to that because in my agency, I do most of the stuff, like technical stuff myself. So also
oh,
the
okay.
management stuff also. We've got people, but yeah, I still have to do my own stuff other than closing. So so let's actually get started with the questions. First of
Yeah,
all,
sure.
I know you've done a lot of SEO as agency and also individually for people. You used to
Yeah,
do SEO in the past, right? So nowadays, I think comparing to the last 5 or 10 years, SEO has changed like dramatically because of
yeah,
the Google algorithms and lots of updates. So this is actually a sales question, really. When I actually go on a sales call and try
yeah,
to pitch SEO to local business owners, basically I'm talking about local SEO, not e-commerce or any other stuff.
yeah.
When I go pitch for SEO, they are like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna do it right now. It brings results late, and we've got overhead costs and stuff. So what should be the approach to closing local SEO clients nowadays? Do you have any tips for that?
So you're right. SEO has been getting more and more difficult since the beginning. When I started back in 2011, 12, 13-ish,
Yep.
SEO was a lot easier back then. You could shut up a site, you could do some PBNs, do
Yeah.
web tours, and we used to do crazy stuff back in the days, and it all worked. You
Yeah.
would have websites ranking on page one literally within months, and
Months.
then it
Yeah.
gradually started to be 4 months, and then 8 months, and now probably a year in some cases. And you're absolutely right on the fact that Google released six major updates this year, maybe a few more minor ones as well.
Yeah.
And everything from helpful content update to algorithmic shift to review update to, I think, I can't remember some of the other names, but yeah, if you just Google it, you'll know there
Yeah.
are six major updates in
There
2023.
was a mobile first
And
indexing as well. So that was
that was
also
last
another
year. So
update.
I think I think
Yeah.
2022 was mobile first
Mobile first
indexing,
indexing.
and
Yeah.
then they did a lot of changes on Search Console as well.
Yeah.
Analytics moved to Analytics 4, G4A, and yeah, so a lot has been happening in the SEO world. I don't think SEO is dead. I think people still need SEO because most of, at least I can tell you from my personal experience, we have 132, 33-ish clients, combining both agencies.
Oh, that's
Not all
great.
of them are not all of them are SEO clients, but yeah, I see all of their data. And I can tell you that for the most majority of them, most of their leads still come from either SEO. We deal with a lot of local businesses, so all of them get majority of their leads either come from SEO or they come from GMB, which can also be considered
Partially
as
SEO. Yeah.
SEO. Yeah, it's organic, if not SEO.
Yeah.
So these two are the major lead drivers for most of the businesses that we work with. Um, your question is right, and it's valid that when we go and pitch SEO to any client, one of the main obstacles that we face is that it's a delayed gratification thing. You will not see any response within first 4 months, in some cases 6 months. So what's the point? Why do you even bother with SEO when we can do Google ads and see immediate
Yeah.
results? And you can't even see SEO. In
Yeah.
some cases, even if you don't see results, you can still see the thing working. So for example, if you're doing organic social media management, for example, even if you don't get results, you can still see a photo being posted on their Facebook or on their
Yeah.
Instagram. So it still sees something. With
Yeah.
SEO, you rarely see anything
Yeah.
happening, and there is no result on top of that, no leads on top of that. You're paying every month, and you're not seeing anything. So it becomes a difficult decision for the business owner to say yes. How we battle that? We give a lot of uh, tangible POS that they can see. So for example, pretty much every one of our clients immediately start getting content from the month they sign up with us. Sometimes second month, but yeah, pretty much in the initial days they start receiving monthly updates, and clients love it. So if you are pitching SEO, make sure that you don't pitch SEO and you start pitching tangible things. So content is one. Regular GMB update is another big one that really helps. So we tell our clients that once we start your SEO, um, one of the first things that we would do is we will make sure that your GMB is solid and we are posting there every day. Sometimes 3 days, sometimes 4 days. Depends on the client, but yeah, generally we take care of their GMB as well. We take care of their blog as well. So that's another tangible thing that they see. Uh, we also offer free. I'm not sure if all of your viewers will be able to do it, but we have the resources. We take care of all of their web dev needs under the SEO umbrella.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when we sign anyone up for SEO, because it makes sense, right? If you're
Yeah.
doing someone's SEO, you are kind of doing a lot of their web dev anyways.
Anyways. Yeah.
And if you have a third party doing their web dev, then it creates more nuisance than benefit. So
Yeah. There's a communication gap always.
yeah, right. They'll upload something, they'll update a page, and then you'll have to go in and do on page. You'll have to go
Yeah.
in and fix things. You'll have to add the alt
So it
text,
takes
add the
double
meta,
time.
all the boring
Yeah.
stuff. It takes double time. So it's better if you pitch it as a free product on top of SEO. Then they get rid of their web dev team.
Yeah.
They rely on you for their web dev stuff as well, and that's another tangible thing that they
Yeah.
can see that this is happening from month one. And then you do your SEO on top of that, and within hopefully 4 months ish, that's what I see across all of our clients, they'll start seeing leads, and then you can pinpoint and tell them, look, these are the leads that you haven't been receiving before we started working with you, and now you are. These 4 leads equate to these deals, and that's why SEO is valuable. And then slowly the lever shifts in like your favor. But in the initial days, it's the more tangible product that you can offer to them, the better.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes sense. Because like SEO, if we just go ahead and say like we'll do your SEO, it doesn't give you the value, does it? Like
Yeah,
it doesn't
no, it
show
doesn't.
what we are doing really behind the scenes, because that's what
I
matters
mean,
for SEO.
I said, think of you as a business owner. If I come and tell you, look, I'm going to offer you a service,
Yeah.
you will not see any result for 6 months.
Yeah.
On 7 month, you might see results, but I won't guarantee that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you will. You might not.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is not entirely up to me, because there can be an update from Google that will destroy everything.
Yeah.
But you will have to pay me from month one. and I'll only talk to you once a month.
That's a
So
really nice
it
business
becomes
pitch.
it becomes
Yeah.
a very difficult decision for the business owner to say yes.
Yeah, that's
So
that
yeah,
that
you
makes
make
sense
it easy
because
for
yeah,
them.
as business owners, like they're spending a lot on marketing,
Yeah,
a lot on manpower, overheads and stuff. So yeah, it makes much more sense if we start showing them the value from month one somehow for SEO. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you. Bhaiya. For my next question, actually, this is yeah, this is my personal question really, but if anyone else is doing it, it will like yeah, it's a great idea for agency owners to adapt as well. So basically, my agency has started providing Facebook ads to local businesses, right? So we
Okay.
have a Facebook ad, we create their campaign, we do their graphics, everything, and we have an instant form that on submission gets the data into our CRM. So we have a CRM, a lot of automations happen in that CRM. Let's just keep it that for now. What happens is if a lead is qualified, I mean, in terms of conversion, if a lead is qualified, that data gets fed back from the CRM to Facebook ads. So that actually reduces the cost per lead and increases the lead quality, you know? So I've started providing this service for local business owners. Like I'm not going for the big guns right now, like roofing, construction, but I'm just going for the smaller ones, right? Like HVAC. HVAC is competitive, but comparing to roofing, it's
Yeah.
much more easier. So, like as an offer and as like just to pitch it to a local business owner, like plumbing owner or HVAC owner, would you like to add anything to this offer? Like just to create the value or, you know,
Uh, so another thing that I'll mention it quickly before I forget. Another thing that
yep.
you can do to improve your client satisfaction with SEO is adding Facebook ads on top of SEO with your own money. The clients will know, but they don't have to pay anything. What we sometimes do is we sometimes take some of the SEO budget, we put it on Facebook ads, actually with lead ads, as you mentioned. We get leads and then we give those as free leads in the initial days when the SEO is still kicking in.
Just
So they
so
don't get
they don't get
just so
disappointed after a couple
exactly.
months.
So
Yeah.
is generally the cancellation happens for us within month two ish. Month one, it's very rare for someone to cancel on month one, but by
Mhm.
month two, when we send them the second report on month two, end of month two, beginning of month three, that's when we start seeing resistance. That's when they're like, I've been paying for
Yeah.
2 months, nothing's really happening. This is probably going to be my last month, and
Yep.
then they cancel after month three. A way to tackle that is adding Facebook ads using your own money on top, because eventually SEO will kick in. If you're good at SEO, SEO will eventually kick in. And once SEO kicks in, and once the
We
clients
can
see
stop
that
the
they're,
ads.
you can stop the ads, and then the clients are a lot less likely to cancel, because they'll start getting leads, they'll start getting conversions, and they'll
Yeah.
basically start earning money. And
Yeah.
once they start earning money, they'll probably not cancel. They'll still cancel, but they're a lot less likely to
Yes.
cancel. With the CRM stuff, we don't do a lot of Facebook ads. The way we do our Facebook ads is we still do a lot of lead gen, lead forms. We just use, in some cases, in almost all cases, we either teach the client directly on how to export the leads from their Facebook page. That's
Downloading the
one.
CSV. Okay.
And in some other cases, what we do is we create a Google sheet and then we connect it with Zapier, and then they see it on the Google sheet, and we just use our Zapier to connect. So these are two ways we do lead gen ads with. I can't think of any other ways. But right now we're doing a lot of Christmas restaurant booking type campaigns. So a lot of restaurants are doing. I'm not sure when you're going to publish this, but yeah, Christmas is
Yeah.
almost here. So a lot of our clients are restaurant owners, and they want bookings for Christmas. And what we're doing is we're still doing lead ads for those clients, and it's an ad with a nice uh, Christmassy video. And then it's a lead form. When someone clicks on the lead form, they get a pre-filled form with name, email, phone number. And when they fill it in, it goes to a Google Sheet. And
Yeah.
then the client has access to the Google Sheet. They just check and manually then take the information from there and book it in their system if they have a system. Some
Yeah.
some of the clients don't have a system. They just put it, I don't know where they put it, maybe on
Yeah.
a notebook or something, but they just take care of it from there onwards. So yeah, we don't really have a technical answer for you on that Facebook ad CRM front.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine though. I mean, with the CRM, what really helps is when
Yeah.
there's a lead form submission, it automatically
Yeah.
gets into the CRM, and the lead
Okay.
actually receives automatic follow-ups like confirmation email, like, hey,
Nice.
thank you for reaching out to us. Would you like a quote? Please reply yes if you are interested. And
Oh,
if
that's very nice.
the lead replies, a notification instantly gets sent through SMS to the client that this
Gotcha.
lead is
Gotcha.
genuinely interested. This is a prospect. Just reach out. Just call instantly. So
That's very good.
that.
I
Yeah.
remember, Hasib, I'll just cut you there. I remember we used to run a lot of lead ads for actually our AC agency. So for, in 2020, before COVID. So I can't remember the exact time, but yeah, it was before COVID. We used to run a lot of lead gen ads, and we used to get 25 to 30 leads a day. And it was like $30 a lead on Facebook ads for SEO and web dev clients, so
Okay.
prospects. And I remember all the leads that we got on a Friday or on a Saturday. You called them on Monday, and a lot of them didn't even remember that they submitted the form.
Yep.
The reason that I brought it up is because a qualifier on top of the lead, so where they'll receive an email, and then
Yeah.
when they reply to that email, that's when our sales team will contact them.
Contact them.
That
Yeah.
makes sense because it'll probably save a lot of our it would have saved a lot of time for us. We just didn't do it. A lot of them, when we call them, they're like, I don't even know who you are, because the forms are pre-filled on Facebook. So
Yeah.
it's just 2 clicks. You see something interesting, you just click, everything is pre-filled, you just click submit, and then it's gone. And a lot of them don't remember it after 2 days.
Yep.
So yeah, I can
Because
see the
with
value of a
yeah,
CRM there.
with Facebook ads, it's more difficult, isn't it? Comparing to Google, because with Google they have a genuine intent of buying, and then they go
Yep.
and search a keyword. But for Facebook, it doesn't happen. Although it's like the algorithm is much more enriched now because data sharing is enabled between these platforms, so they know a buyer, like someone with a buying intent, and then they show the ad. But yeah, still it's going to be more difficult than Google for
Yeah.
like in terms of
The
intent.
all it's been my I'm sure everyone will agree. It's easier to get leads on Facebook. It's easier to get eyeballs from Facebook to your website, but a Google lead always converts better.
No, totally
Uh,
agree. Totally agree. Yeah.
but at the same time, Google leads are a lot more expensive compared
Expensive.
to
Yeah.
Facebook ads. So you'll have to always do that math every quarter to see how much you're spending on Google ads, how much you're
Yep.
spending on Facebook ads, what's the conversion ratio on Google versus Facebook, and then you
Yeah.
dial up or down depending on what you see.
Yep. Yep. Totally. All right. Okay. Thank you. So the next question is about hiring. So right now I'm actually getting more clients, and that's the same case for
Nice.
like other agency owners as well. So they always get clients, and what they fail to do is they fail to deliver. And part of that reason
Mm.
is not having enough people to serve those clients, right? So having a PPC manager, having a Facebook
Yeah.
ad expert. So I had to hire web developers in the past because I also do web dev.
Yeah.
What I have failed to do is I think it was a communication gap or something else that didn't actually work out between us, me as the buyer and the
Mm.
web dev that I hired as a seller. So what would you go for? Like, what would you see in someone whom you're trying to hire for these kinds of services?
So I've worked with a lot of people over
Yep.
the last 6 years, hundreds. And at this moment, we have full-time people across everything. We probably have close to 30 full-time people working with us, less than 30, not exact 30. And then we also have part-time on top of that.
Yep.
What I saw is, if you have so full-time always works better than part-time. If you can offer someone a full-time gig, and if that's the only thing that they're working, so if they're only working with you and if they're not working with anyone else, that tends to give better output compared to a part-time worker, because in their subconscious mind, even maybe in their conscious mind, they're almost always thinking about their next gig if they're a part-time worker. So the quality of work tends to decrease after a while, because they already have you. They're
Yeah.
already doing your thing. Most of their creative mind is now focused on getting their next gig. So that's an issue with part-time workers. If you can solve that, if you can offer whoever you're working with, if you can offer them a full-time gig, that'll result in better output. That's one. Other thing is, I've been debating with myself about this, but I think it's a hypothesis. I don't think I can make it happen, but I think it will result in a better output, uh, which is moving everyone to a physical location. It's ironic that us agency owners are thinking about moving people
Yeah.
to a physical office, but I think based on the other agencies that I see, based on my personal experience when it comes to managing digital stuff, I think if everyone's in an office, the quality will improve, the churn will decrease, and generally it'll be a much better vibe. Now, I can't do it because a lot of my workforce is in Bangladesh and I'm in
Yeah.
Ireland. So it's just not possible for me. But if you are in a position where you can make it happen, make it happen. It'll definitely help you. Uh, the other thing, yeah, I had this quote where I said something like a part-time, I'll butcher it, so I'll not repeat it. But basically, what I was trying to say is a part-time entrepreneur is always worse than a full-time employee.
Yep.
If you're dealing with a part-time entrepreneur, so a freelancer is kind of like an entrepreneur. So they have your gig, they're thinking about other gigs, they're thinking about sales, they're thinking about how they'll get more clients on their freelancing venture. And yeah, a tiny portion of their head is also thinking about how to deliver. Uh, they're part-time entrepreneurs. Uh, and I think a part-time entrepreneur is a lot worse than a full-time employee. So try not to work with a lot of vendors, try not to work with a lot of contractors if possible, because generally contractors don't really care about you. They care about their business, and it is important for them to care about you enough to sustain their own business. So yes, they kind of care about you, but in being specific, they don't really care about you. They care about the bigger picture. So if you can work with less contractors, that'll also help. And finally, I'd say just try hiring from better platforms. Don't hire from Facebook. Don't hire from spammy
Fiverr.
job boards.
Yeah.
Yeah, avoid Fiverr, Upwork. Try to hire from niche specific job boards. So if you're hiring someone for crypto, for example, you can hire on for there's this famous crypto job board where you can get a very good quality of people. I remember back in the days when you used to hire writers, we used to hire from pro bloggers. It was very big back in the days. I'm not sure what the status is for it right now. um, yeah, so if even if you're hiring from LinkedIn, try to avoid the ones who are sending quick pre-filled, they're called easy apply on LinkedIn, so
Yeah.
avoid
Yeah.
those. Indeed works great. And yeah, try to hire people who don't have this is another controversial thing that I never believed in, but I saw it after I started hiring. If you hire people who are not in the digital space, they tend to perform better once trained. So if you need an SEO person, for example, or if you need a salesperson, or if you need a ex Facebook ad person, whatever, if you don't look for a Facebook ad expert and you simply look for a normal, educated hustle culture guy or a girl from Indeed or from LinkedIn who just finished his or her bachelor or master's and are looking for a job, you hire that person and you train them, and they'll almost always perform better than an SEO guy or a freelancer from Upwork. Because what happens is us we have dealt with Facebook ads, SEO, and everything for the past 6 8 years, so we're always looking for, how do I say it, the next way to make a lot of money. And
Yeah.
these people don't have that baggage in them. They're just looking for a traditional life where they'll work 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, and then they'll switch off for Saturdays and Sundays, and they tend to perform better, in my opinion, for most tasks. Now there are some, like if I'm looking for a web dev who will do a complicated website for me, yeah, I can't make that happen with an Indian hire from a normal graduate employee.
Yeah.
But for most other, for SEO, for example, or for Facebook ads, you can hire pretty much anyone and can train them. These are not rocket sciences.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, thank you. The next question is yeah, this is a bit like I don't know if that's even a question, or I'm being stupid asking you this, but like earning like 40 to 50K a year sounds possible, and I'm doing that in for a fact. Like, so that's like I'm right now in a kind of, you could call it a dilemma, but right? I'm always afraid about getting new clients right now because I'm saying like I get one more client, I'll fail to deliver three more. So how do I surpass this? How do I fix this issue? Because I want to reach 100K a year, right? So right now I'm
Yeah.
50. I I I want to go another 50 and then many more. So yeah, just like you said, the next way you earn more money. So how do I fix that
The,
really?
so there are a couple of things that I'll say. One is so 40, 50 grand a year is a lot of money for Bangladesh. So if your long-term plan is living in Bangladesh, 40, 50 grand is a lot of money in like USD, BDT
Yeah.
equivalent. So don't worry about it. It's fine. Even if you don't grow, you'll be fine. I don't think there will be any issues for you at 40, 50 grand. I'm sure you're saving a lot. You don't seem like the guy who spends a lot on like random shit.
Nope.
So so maybe you have a lot of money saved in your bank and you'll be fine if you decide to live in Bangladesh. Now, for the most majority of your audience who are probably not in
Yeah,
Bangladesh,
they're actually based in US and UK mostly.
yeah,
Like,
so
yeah,
50K is not a lot of money
not a lot of money.
in
Yeah.
Europe or in States.
Nope.
So if you're making 50 or 60K, for those people, I'm saying, if you're making 50 or 60K a year, uh, you have to either grow or you have to get a job. There is no point because, see, if you're working for yourself and making 50 grand a year, chances are more likely that you are working a lot more than someone who's in a job and they're still making 50 grand. Because if you're your own boss, you tend to work a lot more. There are these memes where you'll see a guy says, "I'm my own boss now," and then
Yep.
and under that you'll see he's working basically 9 to 9, 7 days a week, no vacation,
Like
nothing.
12 to
Even if
14
he's on,
hours, just crazy. Yeah.
yeah, it's just crazy. So if you're going in that journey, if you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, there is no point just sitting at 50. You'll have to hit, you'll have to plan to hit, let's say, I'd say 300 to 400 grand is should be anyone's target if they're trying to be an entrepreneur, because that range kind of gets you to top 1 to 3% earners of the world. And if you're not doing that, then you can get a job, you'll have a better life with the same amount of money, and you can do whatever you want with that money. You'll still have your vacation, you'll not have as much tension. You'll basically have a better quality of life. If you don't want that and you want to be an entrepreneur, then yeah, shoot for the moon. Now, uh, the other thing is, as you grow your agency, you will realize that it's not a simple math. It is not like if I get 10 clients, I'll have 20 grand. And then if I get 20 clients, I'll probably have 40 grand. It doesn't work like that. As you grow, you will realize that your churn goes up. And
Yep.
then to fill that churn, because generally as agencies, we're not a very big agency ourselves, so
Yep.
take it with a grain of salt. But generally, what happens is as you grow, your churn goes up, and to fill up that churn, you'll have to hire more salespeople because the current amount of salespeople will not be able to fill up that void. And then to pay those extra salespeople, you'll have to burn more, so you have less capital in your bank now, so the overall quality of your business decreases. So it's a tough journey when you try to go from, let's say, 50 grand to 200,
Yeah, I feel like
because
stuck right now. So
yeah,
that's why I
yeah,
asked
yeah.
the question.
No, that's very true. It has happened with me as well. It's very easy to get to 10K. It's relatively easy to get to 20K. And then you'll start seeing, if you try to get to 40 or 50, you'll see it's not that easy.
Yep.
So yeah, you'll have to reduce your expenses. You'll have to accept the fact that you will probably not earn as much. Your revenue might decrease. You might not even make money in 1 or 2 years. If you want to go to, if you really want that journey of getting to 300 grand a year, you will have to accept the fact that you will not make money for a few months of the year because your burn will be that high, uh, and the pain of growth will be that good. It's
I mean,
just part
I
of the
think
game.
that's
You'll have to
fine
do it.
as long as it's a temporary thing, the burn
It
rate. So
That's the risk. As an entrepreneur, you'll have to take that risk.
yeah,
It
yeah, I'll
might
have
be
to
a
always
temporary
take
thing.
risks.
It might be a temporary thing. It might not. It might help you. It might cost you
I
everything.
think it's a risk
You
worth taking, isn't it?
it is definitely a
Yep.
risk worth taking, but it's probably not a risk worth taking if your long-term plan is to live in Bangladesh. So
Yeah,
I'll do that
that's not my
calculation
plan.
very
That's why I
carefully.
asked you
Yeah.
this question. Yep.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
it's fine. Yeah, then it's a risk definitely worth taking because yeah, if you're just earning 50 grand a year, and if you're living in the UK or in the States, then you're basically living a worse life compared to someone who's in a job.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for this. Yeah, great idea and insight. For my last question, I just want to ask you.
Yeah.
I'm reading books. I've started reading books. I used to read a lot of books, like when I was a student, but yeah, I stopped because of so
Yeah.
much work. But I've started it again. I'm right now. I'm reading 100 Million Offers by Alex
The
Hormozy.
Hormozy book. Yeah.
Yep. And I'm gonna do the 100 million leads thing, and then also
Yeah.
for other books not that are not really marketing related, I'm reading what's the name? Yeah, like the things you can see only when you slow down. So this was a book
Yeah.
brought by my wife. So she gave
Nice.
me this book to read. So she reads a lot of books. So what books would you recommend for us, like who are just in this phase or just maybe getting started with their agencies that would help in their entrepreneurial career?
So the Hormozy book is good. I didn't read the first one. I read the second one, so the latest one, the leads one.
100 million leads.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's a sales book. So if
Yeah.
you're reading anything related to sales, that's a good thing. I think Cardone has a few good sales books. Sell or Be Sold, I think is the name of the Grant Cardone book. And then
Okay.
Sell Like Crazy is another good one. So any sales book that you can get, it's good to read sales stuff. If you want to be, sometimes what will happen, it has happened with me so many times, and I'm sure you will relate, and a lot of your audiences will as well. Um, on some days you're super productive, and on some other days you are not, and you don't
Yep.
even know why.
Totally. Yeah.
For those days, what I'll recommend is keep a few books around you which promotes hustle, not directly but indirectly. So for example, if you read the old Elon biography written by Ashley Vance, or if you read the new one written by Walter Isaacson, I haven't finished the new one yet, but it's very good. So if you keep that book around you, uh, and just open a random page, you will see, I can guarantee you, if you open a Walter Isaacson, Elon Musk random page, you will see Elon struggling with something super important
Okay.
on every random. It's a huge book. It's a 600-700 page book, but you'll still see him struggling with something super important. And when you read that, you will feel motivated to do something of your own in your own life, in your own circumstances. You'll
Yeah,
not feel
I
like
always keep feeling
being a
stuff like
tummy.
that. Like, yeah, one
Yeah,
day I'm super motivated. Okay, a
yeah,
payment just went through, and the other day I had a fight with the client, and now I don't like working. So,
yeah.
yeah, that totally happens
That's
all the
why,
time.
dude, that's why it's a good strategy. I've seen a lot of people do it. It's a good strategy to start your day with a book, because what happens is, even if you read like 10-20 pages, that kind of sets the tone for the day, and you will feel a lot more work motivated if you
Yeah.
read a good book. You don't have to just finish the book, just read 5 or 10 pages, and it'll feel a lot more motivated
Yep.
to work. So
Okay.
any book that helps you work more is a good book.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Bea. Yeah. So
No worries.
that's all for my questions, and thank you. I would like to thank you so much for
No worries at
joining this
all.
call. And yeah, this video like go to YouTube and in the next few days. So yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you, Bhaiya. As
No
I've
worries at
said,
all. Thanks.
you've been a great inspiration for me. And yeah,
Thank you.
I always appreciate what you do on YouTube and Passive Journal. And thank you.
Thanks. Thanks so much. Yeah. And yeah, everyone, hopefully that'll subscribe and do
Yeah,
whatever
make
it
sure you
needs to
subscribe.
be done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, bye. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
All right.